All right, welcome to Hoops Tracker. Man, great second round of playoffs for the girls. Jerry Howard, your host. Hoops Tracker is your source for Colorado basketball, and this is Playoff Central. Let's dive in and check out how things went yesterday. We are going to start with the girls on 5A. Just make sure Air Academy, no problem with Grand Junction. They take care of business, led by Tatiana Brown, Lydia Flowers, Kinley Asp. Man, this team is loaded. Northridge plays a close one against Canyon City. They're going to play Air Academy. Man, that's a tough road for them. I see Air Academy pulling this one out. Durango beats Greeley Central, no problem. Montrose beats Discovery Canyon. These two meet again for the third time from that Western Slope Conference. We'll see how that turns out. Green Mountain takes care of business at Sierra. They're doing a great job. Coach Mateo's doing great there, leading his team, getting him primed. Palmer Ridge beats Summit. Palmer Ridge is in the Sweet 16. I need to go back and check my history, but this is the first time in a long time that Palmer Ridge has made it to the Sweet 16 round. Roosevelt takes care of business at Eagle Valley, led by Ryan Banson Price and Kyla Hollier. Kyla Hollier, the leading scorer in 5A. As a junior, this young lady is special. George Washington goes to Golden and upsets Golden. This was huge. We actually talked about it on the Prep Riders show. Wasn't sure how the Jeffco teams would fare. But George Washington gets a steal. They get to go up to Roosevelt and play on Wednesday. Meade beats Aurora Central, takes care of business, led by Maddie Clark, Darby Haley, and Carolyn Cron. Great, great team. This team is primed to make a big run. Palisades gets upset by Thompson Valley by 20. Thompson Valley takes it to him. Congratulations. The northern teams in 5A are pretty strong. We'll see how they do. Look, Frederick takes care of Pueblo County, no problem. Now, Frederick is going to play Lewis Palmer. Lewis Palmer upset Stanley Lake yesterday, 40-37. Hoops Tracker was at that game. Crazy game. No one player stood out. Everybody played extremely well for Lewis Palmer. Sydney Martin, I believe, had 15, but came up short in this game. Lewis Palmer with the upset. Now, what's funny, Lewis Palmer boys the night before went into Meade as the 23 seed and upset Meade. So it looks like the 23 seed is the place to be. And we'll see how they do against Frederick. This Frederick team is really good, seasoned, led by Zoe Whitler, point guard who's graduating. Mullen takes care of business against Glenwood Springs. You have Mackenzie Jones. You have Tatum Jones. Man, this team is strong and they're prime. They're going to play Lutheran. This is actually going to be a good game. Lutheran, led by Schneider. They're doing really well. Windsor it beat Severance, no problem. Northern game, they took care of business, led by Rayleigh Hess, Nola Grinwall, and Gracie Worsley. And then Falcon, they get the upset over Pueblo East. So Falcon gets to go to Windsor. Now let's take a quick glance at this Sweet 16. Air Academy should have no problems here against Northridge. They're just too powerful, too many players. This Durango Montrose matchup, this will be good because when they played each other both in the season, it was a tight match. Green Mountain playing extremely well, hosting Palmer Ridge. We expect Green Mountain to take care of business. Same thing with Roosevelt down here. Meade will take care of business. I think Frederick has enough firepower, but this Lewis Palmer team is pretty good. This is going to be a toss-up for us. Lutheran or Mullen and Windsor, we expect to win. And then in the Elite Eight, you've got Mullen and Windsor going at it. we'll see if Windsor, this is the game that Windsor's going after to win. So we'll see how that goes. Let's switch over to 6A girls and check out how that went yesterday. Now, Grandview handled Horizon, no problem there. Rocky Mountain struggled a little bit. Kenna Wagner fouled out early in this game. She's their leading scorer at Rocky Mountain, but they held on against Vista Ridge. This was a big game. Denver East, Eagle Crest. It was tied going into the fourth quarter. Evelina Otto, Mayreed Hardy, they just stuck it out. Eagle Crest, led by Jada Bob, just could not quite finish. Arvada West takes care of business against Erie, led by Sarah Walker and Swanson, and they meet up with Denver East. We're going to talk about those matchups here in a sec. Pine Creek takes care of business over Overland. Coach Wanami, great job at Overland this season, playing really well. Big upset of the day. Ralston Valley goes to Fruita Monument, and they finally get a good win on the road. This Ralston Valley team was struggling towards the end of the season, but everything was clicking on all cylinders. And as soon as Liv Campbell fouled out, that's when things just got crazy. Congratulations to Fruita on a great season. Ralston Valley with the big upset. They go down to Pine Creek. Now, they have played Pine Creek well, and they match up very well with Pine Creek. So this is going to be a game to watch. Cherry Creek took care of business against Rangeview. Cherry Creek has 2 losses in 6 weeks. I believe they're 14-2 under Coach Diane Thompson. Their only 2 losses is to the number 1 team in the state, Grandview, and we'll see. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but they got to get there to do that. They're going to play Columbine, which had a great game against Monarch. Monarch, phenomenal season under first-year coach Kincaid Bimler. They just couldn't quite find enough, but this Monarch team is young, and they're going to be back next year, and they're good. Valor took care of business against Vista Peak, prevented a 100-point game. Thank you, Coach Caldwell. And then Doherty, man, this was a defensive game with Rock Canyon. Low scoring, but Doherty pulls out the win. They get to go to Valor. We'll see how that goes. Legend beats Fossil Ridge, no problem. Regis beats Arapahoe, setting up a Continental League matchup in the Sweet 16, which is a rematch of last year's Final Four semifinal game. We'll get into that in a second. Highlands Ranch takes care of business against Shap. This game here, Cherokee Trail, Mountain Vista, we were concerned about this game. We weren't sure which Mountain Cherokee Trail team would show up, and they came out lights out together as a team. They blew by Mountain Vista. They needed that win. They go to Cherokee or to Highlands Ranch, and then some great games yesterday. We were at the Broomfield Thunder Ridge game. Broomfield took care of business. Reese Gilpatrick was on fire. Sydney Dean, Paige Gilpatrick, Olivia Kim. This team is primed to make a run. Their only loss this season is to Valor, and they get to play Riverdale Ridge. Now, Riverdale Ridge is a 14 seed, not quite, shouldn't be down there, but because of the league they played in, their RPI put them there. But they handily beat Northfield. Now, Northfield was out their post player, LaPortia Allen. I think it would have been a much closer game. And congratulations to Shay Vigil. She was hitting threes like no other. She was the second leading scorer in the game. Aaliyah Heron had a great season for Northfield. She was on fire as well. But, of course, Riverdale Ridge, Bree Crittenden, I believe Bree had 32 in this game. They win. Now, we're going to go from here up and talk about this Sweet 16 matchup. This Broomfield-Riverdale Ridge matchup, this is a great matchup. Wish this was in a Coliseum, but it is going to be at Broomfield on Wednesday night. Hoops Tracker will definitely be there. You've got some great players in this game. You've got Bree Crittenden, top 10 in the 2026 class. You have Paige Gilpatrick. You have younger sister Reese Gilpatrick, who will be in the top 10 in that 28 class. This young lady is special. You've got Broomfield has a lot of size here, and they have athleticism. We'll see how Riverdale can handle that. Riverdale, last year's 4A state champs, bump up to 6A. They're in the Sweet 16. This next matchup is very intriguing. Cherokee Trail, Highlands Ranch. They match up very well together. And then I think it's going to come down to coaching. But you've got Tori Baker, Ezra Simonik, you've got the Moon Twins, you've got Jada Rogers, you've got young Kimmy. This Highlands Ranch team is loaded. They're prime. They've been hitting on all cylinders. Cherokee Trail comes off a big win against Mountain Vista, and they've got, not only they have Maddie Gibbs, but they have Carson Cheney. They've got Delaney Miller. This team playing together, shoots well, is going to be dangerous. This game's a toss-up. This is going to be good. Probably tip the hat to Highlands Ranch since they're at home. And Coach Jiraki, man, she is the GOAT. Now, this next game, Legend Regis Jesuit. Wow. This is going to be a great game. They played earlier in the season. Legend won. It was close. Legend would have won the Continental League had they not lost to Highlands Ranch. They end up with this game. Again, this game should be an Elite Eight matchup. Chassa, man, you got to fix that playoff formula. Valor Doherty, Valor is hitting on all cylinders. Peyton Jones, Quinn Van Sickle, Riley Beers, defending state champions. They are going to make a run. Cherry Creek Columbine. This is an interesting matchup. I think Cherry Creek's got a little too much firepower for Columbine. I think Cherry Creek probably wins this one. They are just playing so well under Coach Diane Thompson. Cannot give kudos enough. Pine Creek, Ralston Valley, very interesting matchup. As I mentioned, they played earlier in the season. Ralston Valley lost by 4. It was early in the season. Both teams have grown a lot, but Ralston Valley matches up very well against Pine Creek. We'll see how Brooklyn Stewart and Lakia Perryman handle Santana Sabas and this Ralston Valley team. Home field advantage usually, or home court advantage usually goes to the home team, but this is a potential toss-up. Ralston Valley, big win, road win at Fruta. We'll see how they do here. Wow, Denver East, Arvada West. Brady Meeks has had a phenomenal season. Arvada West is hitting on all cylinders. They came in second in the Jeffco League to Valor. They beat Ralston Valley twice. I believe they split with Columbine. But this Arvada West team is loaded, and they've got Sarah Walker. They've got Swanson. Sarah Walker matches up very well against Evelina Otto at Denver East. And what's interesting is this Arvada West team has some power, has some shooters. Denver East has young Gracie Hall. They've got Mayreed Hardy. Let's see how they do. I think Denver East might be a little bit more physical, but it's going to be fun to watch Sarah Walker and Evelina Otto go at it in the paint. And then Grandview, they're going to take care of business against Rocky Mountain. We'll see. Anything can happen in the playoffs, but our predictions, Grandview probably wins. We'll see if East can pull this one out. This is going to be a toss-up. This is also going to be a toss-up. We think Creek is going to win. Valor will probably beat Doherty. This Legend Regis game, going to be great. Ranch Creek, I mean, all of these Sweet 16 teams are great. As we've said before, there is a ton of parity in 6A and 5A. We'll see how it goes. This is Jerry Howard, your host. Remember, the Elite Eight is this weekend. Watch for our Prep Rider show. Watch for our pre-Elite Eight show. Hoops Tracker not only is your source for Colorado basketball, it's Playoff Central, baby. All right, everyone have a great